Hi, take out your Comma Bootcamp Notes and we are going to add rule number 3. I'll tell you what you need to write down and what you can ignore. Alright, so rule number 3, use a comma after a subjunctive adverb. And really the key is to look for that semicolon. So write down the first sentence. Use a comma after a subjunctive adverb that follows a semicolon. Conjunctive adverbs are words that signify that there's something, transition that's happening, a change. I would, if I were you, write down the words that are in quotes. However, therefore, moreover, meanwhile, consequently, furthermore, nevertheless, and thus. Now, a conjunctive adverb does include then, but you don't have a comma that follows it. And if it's a one-syllable conjunctive adverb, like the one thus, the adjective, that comma, is optional. Now I'm going to hit to the next screen, and if you didn't get that copied down, you just need to hit pause. Here are some examples. I must study these comma rules. Semicolon, there's the key, therefore, comma, I cannot go out tonight. I will study these comma rules, semicolon, then I will go out. Remember, then does not need a comma. I have studied all of the comma rules, thus I deserve to go out. No comma, but if you really want it to be emphasized, you might have, I have studied all the comma rules, thus I deserve to go out. On your worksheet right now, you will have this exercise in front of you. Please hit pause and answer these 7 questions. Alright, so here are the rules. Here are the ones that you should have found. The commas are in red. However, comma, I would like to learn. In fact, comma, he plays in a local band. Therefore, comma, he has been promoted. Then, no comma, I buried myself beneath the covers. Consequently, comma, he cannot play on a basketball team. For example, comma, I've always wanted to take ballet lessons. Hence, one syllable, so it is optional. The earlier has taken on new meaning. Okay? So the next rule that we're going to get to, that you're still taking notes for, is rule number 4. Use a comma after an introductory element, which is a prepositional phrase, a participle phrase, introductory word, a word or phrase that usually used as a conjunctive adverb. So it would be kind of like those words like however. So an introductory prepositional phrase might be after our study session, comma, I passed the test. Although you're never wrong to place a comma after an introductory prepositional phrase, if that phrase is short, like 3 words or less, it's really optional and probably isn't necessary. An exception to that is always a date. If there is a date, then you always have to have a comma. Although the numerals make the preposition of phrase appear short, in actuality it's saying several words when you read the phrase out loud. Okay? So let's look at these. In the morning, we made our way to New York City. The comma is optional because in the morning is just 3 words. In 1995, the comma is required because even though you're only saying 2 words, when you read it out loud, you're saying 1995, so it's actually 4. Participle phrase is something like ending in ing. Studying the comma rules, comma, I fell asleep. Introductory words like yes, no, oh, well, yes, comma, I have studied comma rules. And there's one of those conjunctive adverbs. I have studied the comma rules. However, comma, I did not memorize them. All right, one more time. Let's go to these exercises and you fill it in and hit pause and then you'll check your answers. Okay, so here are the answers. If I can get it to come up. There we go. Wagging his tail, comma, the puppy barked in the excitement. By 4 in the afternoon, comma, everyone wanted to go home. No, comma, I don't want any more ice cream. On every 4th of July, comma, we salute the American flag. Oh, comma, I love the mountains in the spring. Reluctantly, comma, the students left the classroom. You always leave my classroom reluctantly. Exhausted by our long day, comma, we fell asleep quickly. During the power blackout, many people tried to help one another. Opening her umbrella, comma, she dashed into the rain. Ignored by the policeman, comma, the town drunk always slept in the park. Now some of you might think that number 9 is no comma, but that's not a prepositional phrase. It is a 3-word phrase, but it is not a prepositional phrase. What you're going to do at this point is flip your worksheet over and complete the back. There are some sentences that are correct, so follow the directions at the top by simply putting a C out to the left in the margin. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.